Hello everyone. So since we are asking you to design a new course from beginning to end, that includes setting up your gradebook and organizing it in the way that you want to use it, the way that it's most useful to you. So I thought that I would do just a very quick video where I walk you through how I'm setting up my gradebook for an upcoming course. So you'll see that this course is fairly empty. I haven't even put content yet in the Start Here folder. I did create the course resources folder for those initial links that populate into the course automatically. But the first step in setting up your gradebook, or the first step that I took, is to go up here to the gradebook icon and to set up categories. So for the sake of time, I've already done this, but if you scroll down on this little menu here, you'll see the grade categories, and many of them are pre-populated. These are the things that we can already create, or these are just categories that they think that you might find useful. You can change your assignment creations to any of these categories. So I use 4 categories. I use field observations, these disciplinary reading and writing guides, and the disciplinary text set for this course. I'm also going to use discussion in this course view. I normally change that assignment to be peer collaborations, but in this case I'm just going to leave it discussion, because when we create discussions in this new ultra course view, when we create discussions, we cannot change the category of the discussions. So I'll just leave it titled discussions in the gradebook, and I don't think it's going to bother the students much at all. So I have the 4 categories that I would like to use for my weights. Now I can't set the weights yet here in the gradebook. Okay, so what I need to do is to go back to the main page of the course. I don't know, I always get kicked out like that. And here I'm going to add just some dummy assignments for each of those categories. So I won't make these visible to students, and once I have the actual assignments populated in the course, I'll go back and delete these more than likely. But for now, I'm just going to put them in here so that I can get my gradebook set up properly. So I'm going to go down here and create a discussion. I'm just going to call it test. And I'm going to have to set it to graded in order for it to show up in the gradebook clearly. And it doesn't really matter what we do here. So I'm going to set these up and save it just with whatever default it comes with. And then we can close that out and we'll start our next assignment. So I know that I want an assignment that will fit into the category of my field observations. So I'm going to say create assignment, and then over here I'm going to set the category, the settings menu opens up, and you can see that the new categories that I created are right here on top. So I'll call this field observations, and I'm just going to call this oh, sorry, that's not the title of the assignment. Okay, so this again, I'm just going to leave it with the default settings and save it, and then I'm going to change the name of it over here just so I can keep track of what I'm doing. So the field observations test, and save that and close it out. So now I have these 2 assignments here in my course content area. And I'll add one for, I'll add an assignment for my hat and my digital reading and writing guides. So again, the big thing here is that we change our grade category. We change it to the categories that we're going to be using, because we need at least one of each represented. And I'm leaving the defaults because, again, these for me are dummy assignments, and I'm not going to be using them in my real course. I'm going to populate the actual assignments into the learning modules, as you know, as is best practice, and as we've been stressing in this course. But before I do that, I wanted to have the gradebook set up properly. So one more assignment, and I will call this one Digital Writing Guide, And I'm going to change the category over here and make it the disciplinary reading and writing guides. So now in my course, you'll see that I have 4 assignments, 4 graded assignments that should be connected to the gradebook. And so I have 4 categories in the gradebook. So now we can go back there and we can set up our weights. So I'm going to scroll down here and it says set up the overall grade. So I'm going to go into here and I'm not going to do item weights. If I knew I was just going to have 4 or 5 assignments and those were going to be the only graded assignments, or even more if I had them all set up, doing this sort of backwards planning and getting the whole course structured, you can actually go over here and change the percentages of the individual assignments. As long as you equal 100%, you can set that up how you like. I personally like to do weighted categories because sometimes I find that allows me the space to be a little bit more flexible. So if students have been struggling with the reflections, I might add a few more, and that spreads that sort of, it was worth 25%, but now there are more of them, so they've had more opportunities to bring that grade up. So I'm going to do category weights, and in my course I don't do them. They're not all exactly equal. So I use a 20% and 20% and, oh, I'm sorry, that one should be 30. Didn't really rehearse this. And then 20% here, 20% here, and 30% here, because that would make it 100. So you see, it turns red on you if you're not real gifted in the math area, and your totals don't, your percentages don't total up to 100. It won't let you save it. So it will help you in that sense, which I appreciate. And once you save it, then your weights for your categories are set up. So now, as long as when you create your real assignments in the course, you set those, you'll put those obviously in the learning modules that you'll be creating. And once you have assignments, real assignments for each category, you can go back and delete these, or you can just leave them invisible. They're not hurting anyone. The students can't see it. Personally, I don't like it there, and I can't hide it from myself. I think that may have been an option in the old view to make things invisible even, well, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go back and delete them once I have my real assignments created. But for now, my gradebook is set up, and every assignment that I create now, I can put into the appropriate category. And that would include assignments that we do outside of class, outside of Blackboard. So in-class assignments, if I had in-person assignments. And to add that, you'll notice that we get the same little plus sign here, and we can just add an item and create an assignment this way. And this is just going to be tied to our gradebook, and so this could be sort of in-class presentations, and then we choose our category, and I would make that part of I would have people, if I were meeting in person, I would have people present these guides, so I would set that, and then I could come in to Blackboard and still record the grade and have my things graded for me, but I would not have to have students submit that clearly in Blackboard, if that makes sense. So now I'm ready to create my learning modules and put my assignments right in them and be able to put them into the appropriate categories. So I hope this is helpful. I know this was just a very brief overview, but I think it walks you through the primary steps of setting up your gradebook. And yes, Dr. Daly and I are available. If you have any questions, we're happy to help you walk through it or figure out anything that we haven't encountered yet and get back to you if need be. So please let us know if you have any questions, and thanks so much.